Hey Star Trek fans, Dan Gunther here. Welcome back to Kertrats Productions and another week in Trek. It's a big week for the Star Trek universe as the first new Trek film since 2017 premieres this week. Star Trek Section 31 starring Michelle Yeoh. On top of that, we have a classic Trek actor being honored by his home country and a new comic book release. So with that in mind, let's get to this week's news.
You're the captain of the most important space station in the entire Federation. You're news.
This Friday, January 24th, sees the release of the long-gestating Star Trek Section 31 film on Paramount+, starring Michelle Yeoh reprising her role as Philippa Georgiou, whom we last saw in the Star Trek Discovery Season 3 episode Terra Firma Part 2. In that episode, she traveled through the Guardian of Forever back in time to places unknown. Now in Section 31, we pick up with her character in the so-called Lost Era of Star Trek, taking place between the end of the TOS-era films and the start of Star Trek The Next Generation. In anticipation of the film's release, Paramount has released a ton of new images from Section 31, showcasing the characters in the film. I'll have a link to the article on trekcore.com that has all of the photos if you would like to take a look. As I said, the film releases on Friday, and we here at Kertrats Productions will be ramping up our coverage, starting with a spoiler-free review of the film, which will be released this Thursday. On Friday, the day of release, Barry DeFord and I have a lengthy, spoiler-filled discussion on the Positively Trek podcast that we are very eager to share with you. Now, the first part of that episode will be spoiler-free, but we will be getting into some pretty major heavy spoilers in the second part, so please make sure that you have watched the movie before listening to or watching our episode. We will give you ample warning during the episode when we get to the spoiler portion though, but please make sure to take our warnings seriously. There are definitely things in this film you will want to see without having them spoiled for you. And on Saturday, January 25th, the day after the film's release, Brandy Jackala and I will be once again in the Unready Room, our YouTube livestream show, discussing Section 31. This will, of course, be filled with spoilers as well, so be warned. I'm looking forward to the film's release this Friday, and I'm eager to see what everyone thinks of this latest Star Trek movie. I think many people will be pleasantly surprised at this new take on what Star Trek is and can be, and I hope the film does well enough to justify further film releases in this format. Make sure to join us in the Positively Trek discussion group on Facebook to share your thoughts on the film after its release as well. We'll have a discussion thread there for those of you who want to converse about Section 31. Variety has reported that actor Colm Meaney, famous to Star Trek fans for his role as Chief Miles O'Brien in Star Trek The Next Generation as a recurring character and in Deep Space Nine as a series regular, is set to be honored with the Irish Academy Award for Lifetime Achievement. Now, of course, Meaney is not famous just for his work in Star Trek, but in many films and television series over the course of his 5-decade career in the industry. The award will be presented at the Irish Film and Television Academy Awards on February 14th. Congratulations to Colm Meaney for this incredible achievement. It is very much well-deserved.
I have to go. My young man is taking me to a Clark Gable movie.
A who movie?
A Clark Gable? Don't you know?
Well, I know what a movie is, but...
On Wednesday, January 22nd, the latest issue of the ongoing Star Trek comic series by Jackson Lanzing and Collin Kelly hits newsstands. Featuring art by Tess Fowler, issue number 28, When the Walls Fell, Part 4, deals with the fallout from Lor's attack on reality and the Theseus crew's escape into the Bajoran wormhole. Here's the synopsis from IDW. Lore has destroyed the multiverse, and its fate now lies in Benjamin Sisko's hands. But after the USS Theseus slingshots into the Celestial Temple, Sisko finds himself without his crew, or any technology, on a Bronze Age Bajor. The ancient Bajorans don't know what to make of him. Is he a terrifying threat, or the prophet they've been waiting for? If Sisko is to save life itself from the orb of destruction, he must first save himself. As always, I have links in the description if you'd like to grab the digital edition from Amazon. And of course, Friday, January 24th sees the release of Star Trek Section 31 on Paramount Plus in the US and other markets, while Sky Showtime in Europe will carry the film starting on February 7th. Definitely check this one out and share your thoughts with us here on the channel as we cover the film on Thursday through Saturday, both here and on the Positively Trek podcast. And that's a wrap on This Week in Trek. Thank you for watching, and thanks, of course, to the Patreon supporters. Definitely an eventful week happening both in the Star Trek universe and in the world at large. All that's left for me to say is have a great week wherever you are, stay safe, keep those you care about close, and do your best to spread kindness in this world. And of course, live long and prosper.